Hello everybody and welcome to the Preacher Blaze, and today the Preacher, that is me, is playing UltraWings, patch 1.03. That's the reason why I'm playing, because apparently this patch is a pro patch and it will add increased resolution, clarity, etc. I haven't booted the game up. I'm just about to boot the game up, but I wanted you to get my initial impression of seeing the game for the first time so we can see, you know, how it feels when you first jump in, to see if it actually has a big impact on it. So let's get the show on the road and let's see what this additional patch to improve the graphics is like. I didn't actually have any issues with the original UltraWings game. Like, it always looked fine to me anyway. Slight bit blurry in the distance, but it was always okay. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, there's definitely an increase in clarity. Oh, my shadow looks a bit funky though. Did we have shadows before? I don't recall seeing a shadow look like that. That's very pixelated. Maybe this is one of the ways that they got the game to run better if they've increased the resolution, is to decrease the shadow resolution, maybe. That feels smoother. A general movement. I know this probably sounds daft, but a general movement feels a bit smoother, as if the frame rate's a bit more solid. It did mention in the patch notes something about they've increased stuttering. That looks easier to read than it did before. It looks a little bit sharper. Looks a bit clearer. Although out there, I am seeing a bit more aliasing, shimmery. You know, they see the shimmery effect. We'll see. We'll jump into a plane and we'll see what that's like. I'm going to jump into the Blade 350 and we'll give that a fly. Let's give that a go. You
are cleared for takeoff.
Okay, this all the paneling and everything here looks clearer. It's kind of hard to describe because it doesn't look like hugely better. Like, it's not like suddenly the texture resolution jumped up and everything's now a 1024 texture or something like that. It's just that there's a general feel, like, clarity feels better. Like, everything feels a bit sharper, a bit clearer. You know, it feels a little bit clearer into the distance. Let's take this plane up anyway and give it a fly. Come on, engine, get started. Come on. Here we go. Let's go. Up and away! Okay, let's have I'm just in free flight mode at the moment. Let's have a fly around. Ah, that actually looks a bit clearer in the distance. That mountain. Yeah, that guy over there looks maybe a little bit clearer. Definitely a lot more shimmery though on the alias, and that might. Same with the shadow. Well, the shadows don't look as bad in here. See, my hand looks a little bit better than it did inside the office. The office was very pixelated. Yeah. Let's have a look at this island. Yeah, I don't know if you can pick this up on the video when you watch them, but this looks a little bit more aliasy, a little bit more shimmery than it was before. But again, that might be something that they've, you know, they might have looked at this and gone, that's one of the sacrifices we have to make in order to increase the clarity and maintain frame rate, is to, you know, drop the aliasing slightly. You know, the quality of the aliasing might be dropped slightly, because that definitely looks a bit worse. Yet everything else here and all that looks clearer. I don't know, it's definitely an improvement, guys. I mean, check it out for yourself, obviously. That's always the best way. I can only give you my my opinion from what I've seen so far. I'm not sure which I prefer, though. Like I say, it doesn't look like a gigantic upgrade. clarity-wise, it is clearer. There's something about it that says it's clearer. There's definitely a bit clarity, extra clarity. But now I have to put it with more shimmer. And like I said, I never really had. If you've watched my UltraWings review before, I never really had that much of an issue. I did mention, I think I remember mentioning the distance stuff was a little bit blurry, but it was never enough to sort of make me go, oh my god, this game's terrible, please upgrade it. You know, nothing up close really looked that bad. Yes, it's definitely clearer now. Oh, don't do this, by the way, if you get sick. If you get motion sick. Do a barrel. Woo! Let's do it again. Woohoo! Okay, let's level out. Yeah, I never really had that big of an issue with the distant clarity or the near clarity. It was always fine, you know. But now I got shimmering. So it's almost like if it was a problem for you before, it's as if you've traded one problem for another. No, I didn't really pay that much attention in my review to shadow quality, so I'm not sure whether this is how it always looked or not. But the shadows are a bit lower res looking, maybe. But this is not as bad as it looked inside of the office. That looked pretty awful inside the office, to be honest. Kind of odd that you'd have worse shadows inside the office and yet better shadows out here. That would be weird. Let's see if we can do a. Can we do a forward loop? Oh, yes, we can. Now we can stay upside down. Yeah, these are advanced moves for people that have motion sickness, so do not try it. Oh yeah. It's definitely clearer. That I could definitely say 100%. There's a feeling of additional clarity. But I wouldn't say it was massive. Definitely not a massive upgrade in clarity. Just a bit better. I mean, the game's got very simple graphics as it is. Anyway. Oh shit! Oh shit! Ah, I was getting too fancy. So there's definitely an upgrade in clarity, but is it amazing? I don't know, because now I've got shimmer and stuff on. I know I've said this about 8 times already, but that's how I'm feeling. My brain's kind of going backwards and forwards between better clarity, kind of feels like it's got smoother movement on objects. Definitely feels like it's got a bit smoother movement as well. I don't know. It's not. I suppose it's not big enough of a issue to make me worry, because it was never as big an issue before. So I guess I'll just play UltraWings and possibly not even notice it. It's only because I'm looking for it. Like if I turned this game on without knowing the patch notes that told me like, oh yeah, by the way, we've upgraded the resolution, etc. I may have mostly noticed that there was an increase in aliasing. I may have not realized that there was an increase in clarity. I think it's mostly because I'm looking for that increase and I'm paying attention. Whereas if I wasn't paying attention, it might be something that just sort of I never even thought about. But the aliasing would be something I noticed, because that's a downgrade. Which is possibly a little bit unfair to the developers, because obviously they're having to make trade-offs to try and improve the game, and it's great that they're trying to improve the game and get these patches out, etc. But, you know, possibly due to my attitude, maybe I'm a little bit glass half empty. But I see negatives before I see positives, so the first thing I would have noticed when booting the game up without any realization of what the patch notes were, I don't remember this game being as shimmery as this. And I may not have noticed the clarity. I may have noticed the sort of response seems a bit better. And, you know, like the physics objects seem to work a little bit better. But I'm not sure if I would have noticed the bump in clarity that much. But like I say, guys, that's just my opinion, my initial thoughts from quickly turning this on and giving it a go. Best way is always to trust yourself, judge yourself. I'm just here to, if you can't be asked, or if you're at work, or You know, you just want to hear a second opinion sometimes from somebody else. That's what I do these videos for, really, is just to sort of give you guys an idea of what I think. But that doesn't mean that I'm right at all. I'm just an opinion. Everybody's got opinions. So yeah, take it, leave it, try it yourself. That's always the best way. But this is such a great game anyway, guys, that you know, any bit of shimmering, any bit of blur, whichever patch you're on or whatever, it's not enough to stop you from playing this game. This is absolutely, it's an excellent game, and the feeling that you get when you're flying is awesome. And there's nothing else. Break. There's nothing else like it that we've got on VR. Uh-oh, I'm gonna crash. No, I'm not. That's okay. Yeah, there's nothing else like it on VR that we've got at the moment anyway. So don't let anything that I'm saying put you off at all, because it's still an awesome game that I need to play more of. Anyway, I think that's probably about enough. I think you guys have probably seen enough. So that's it. I've been the Preacher. This is the Preacher Plays, and that was UltraWings patch 1.03, which is a pro patch, high resolution patch. So I'll catch you guys later, and I'll see you in my next video. See you later, dudes. Bye.